next organized political stakeholders meeting at Adriana Hotel in Lokoja. I was attacked and harassed by the APC thugs. There were lots of policemen. There were over 500 men from the security agencies in different uniforms. I recognized SARS, the police, and civil defense, and many others. The place was heavily, how do I put it? There were a lot of military men around, and as I approached the hall, I saw some young men in mufti. Obviously they were thugs. Some of them had the GYB t-shirts on them. And then the first attack was a verbal assault. The man calling me a prostitute. He said, "There comes the prostitute. You got Natasha Ashewo, get out, you are not wanted here." And I smiled, I kept on walking. As I approached the entrance of the door, and one of the thugs pulled at my handbag, and a policeman next to me just shoved it off him. And then another behind came and pushed me to the floor. And I tried to stand up. Maybe we should cut it off, I don't want to cry. Then I tried up. I tried to get my balance, and they were all shouting that this GYB 4x4, that what right did I have to contest, that I was not going to participate, I was not going to go into the hall. And this happened just outside the door. So as I stood up, I adjusted my clothes and I tried walking towards the door. And some group, about 5 of these dogs, just ran in front of the door, holding onto the door and said, "No, she's not going to enter. We're not going to let her in. She's not welcome here. She's a prostitute." And I looked at the faces. This, what hurts me most is Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, the Commissioner of Police. They were all in the hall and they all heard, and none of them came out to stop. Right there outside, just beside me, opposite, on all sides, were just the policemen holding guns. Not one of them stopped these dogs or came to my rescue. Not one person even uttered a word of stop. And then the dogs chased me out. They were just booing at me. And I had to walk out. I didn't go, they just walked me out of the place. And after a while, I called the director of DSS in Kogi State. And I told him what happened. He said he already knew. And that he was surprised why and disappointed why none of the security agencies could stop the talks. I even saw, let me tell you this, I even saw one of them wielding, he was trying to pull out a knife. He raised his shirt and put his hand in. I saw the shiny part of the blade right there in the middle of the police, the security agencies. I did not see the army. I know the army uniform. I didn't see the army wasn't there. Yeah, that was it. Then I was told to place a call to the Commissioner of Police who was in the hall. So I called the Commissioner of Police and I told him, "Sir, I was just attacked right outside the venue when you were in there." He said he's not aware of anything. Like he just feigned ignorance. And I kept on telling him, I said he couldn't hear me, and he cut off the line. That was the Commissioner of Police right there. So I still started the car, and then I got to know that one of my drivers was attacked as well, because I went in my convoy, and he sustained injuries in the head. So they've taken him to the hospital, and one of my campaign vehicles was later vandalized because the thugs, when they chased me out, when they booed me, they walked towards, and when they saw my vehicle, they attacked my vehicle. And then I'm also aware now that the SDP chairman of Kogi State was beaten up. I don't know, but I was told that he was beaten up because he stood up at the venue and objected to the fact that the meeting was continuing, that if the meeting was one which was against violence and for the promotion of peace, then what happened out there to his own candidate was against the conduct of the meeting. And when he spoke, the next thing he stepped out of the hall, and these same thugs lynched him right in front of the police, and nobody did anything. So this brings a lot of worry and raises the question again of security in Kogi State, and how prepared are we for the elections that is just a few days away. If this can happen to me, a candidate, and we ask ourselves, and for Nigerians watching, this is real. I'm not just putting this up. Everybody witnessed what happened. Everyone witnessed what happened. And if we keep quiet in the face of this, then it can happen to anyone. Ayabelo is wrong. And APC Kogi chapter is taking it too far. I mean, we have decent people. And these are people, we have decent people, educated individuals who want to participate in politics for the advancement of our state. And we shouldn't be treated this way. Like dogs, how did we deteriorate to this place? Are we not tired? Are we not tired? How come? What even baffles me is, how can a team of over 500 security agencies not be able to control 30 dogs? How come? Then who are the security agencies responding to? Was it the governor who told them? Was there a conspiracy that when she's there, just fold your arms and watch Natasha being attacked? Is that exactly what's going to happen on election day, whereby people will go to vote, and then these innocent electorates will be attacked because they're not voting a particular party, which is APC? Is this just a preview and a prelude of what we're going to expect? While I was in the car, I received a call from the EU delegation acknowledging what had happened to me. And they said again that they're going to put a word to the Commission that they have been speaking against this violence in their private. So I told the EU Commission, stop speaking in private. Nigerian agencies don't listen in private. Come open, condemn this attack, condemn the series of attacks. If they feel the election cannot hold because the environment is not conducive, then they should speak about it. We are trying to grow democracy. It's good governance we all seek. This is not good governance. Nigeria, I believe, is not a lawless country. I believe President Buhari would not stand for this. The president, everyone, we have to do something about. Professor Mahmoud was in the hall when I was attacked, and nobody has issued a statement on this. No one has even issued a statement on the burning of the SDP office yesterday. So it's almost as if it is okay for harm and danger to be upon a few. No, we're all indigents. The Constitution protects every one of us. We're all equal. The rule of law is supreme, and nobody is above the rule of law. And what happened today is extremely wrong and unjust. And I don't even know what I would have said. I call on the security agencies, but I can't call on the security agencies anymore because they were there when I was attacked. So who else do I call on? Nigerians, who else do I call on?